Throughout history, as people sang or played music together, they tuned their instruments to the same pitch to create a harmonious sound. Singers and musicians often chose a musical note, typically the A above middle C on a piano, as a reference point. The music genre, known as 432 hertz, is characterized by its tuning, in which the A above middle C is pitch adjusted to vibrate at 432 hertz instead of the standard 440 hertz. The lower frequency is noticeable to the naked ear, sounding like slightly lower notes. Some people feel the alteration produces a warmer, more harmonious sound that resonates with the human body and the natural world. Many orchestras and musicians now tune their instruments to 440 hertz. But that wasn't always the case. Until the 19th century, musicians tuned instruments according to local standards, which varied from one country to the next, said Fanny Grabensky, a music historian at New York University. For most of music history, people are just singing within their own vocal range, she added. Eventually, there were orchestras and musical groups tuning to higher frequencies, and some composers became concerned that singers would be unable to perform music from the past, Grabensky said. The idea that it should be mainly a lower frequency than the ones that were in use at the time is really the cultural concern for protecting music from the past, protecting the voices of singers, she said. At the same time, as international travel became more widespread, the desire for a common tuning frequency grew. In 1939, representatives from multiple European countries and the US agreed to accept 440 hertz as the international standard. Artists continued to experiment with pitch over the decades that followed. In the 1980s and 90s, sound engineers sometimes took a recorded song and sped it up or slowed it down to achieve a brighter or slower sound, moving away from the frequency of 440 hertz, Rogers said. But Rogers doubts that retuning a whole band or orchestra to 432 hertz would improve its sound, since many modern instruments were designed sound prettiest while tuned to 440 hertz. Some of those instruments might sound a little sweeter, but it's likely that most won't, she said. Higher pitch generally means more brilliance, or perhaps a little more power in some instruments, Grabensky said. For those listeners who appreciate the lower 432 hertz music, I wonder if there is a sense of deceleration, slowing down slightly, and also taking one step down from the bright sounds of modernity, she said. Working and 432 hertz music fans of working, while accompanied by a 432 hertz soundtrack, cite a variety of reasons. Amelia Beamer, who handles marketing at the North Carolina pharmacy her parents own, Andrew's Apothecary, says she thinks taking work breaks to listen to music tuned to 432 hertz helps with her attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. She's noticed that she feels more focused if she listens before she starts a project. Beamer works for 25 minutes, takes a 5-minute listening break, and then returns to the task at hand. She also listens to other frequencies, such as music tuned to 528 hertz. It definitely helps me feel more grounded and more centered, Beamer said of 432 hertz music. It helps me slow down and to take some intentional space and time for myself. Diana Wolf Torres, who creates videos and writes a newsletter about robots, frequently gets migraines and is sensitive to noises. If a gardener is using a leaf blower next door, she has difficulty ignoring it. Listening to music tuned to 432 hertz or other sounds such as white noise while wearing noise-canceling headphones helps. I just want to be there and get it done and feel like I'm doing my best writing possible, and anything that keeps me in the zone is a fantastic tool, Torres said. Torres doesn't think there's any science or special properties behind 432 hertz music, but that maybe some people find this lower tuning more soothing. She noted that most listeners won't know if music labeled 432 hertz on social media is labeled accurately. What does it matter? If you're getting an effect, are you really going to check the resonance? Do you care? Torres asked. Sanchez, the telehealth worker, also enjoys listening to tunes fixed to other alternative frequencies, such as 528 hertz and 963 hertz. It's something worth exploring and finding out for yourself whether it has any benefits or not, Sanchez said. For me, I find that grounding is beneficial to my overall well-being, so I see how it helps my livelihood. Share your stories and questions about workplace wellness at cbusowitz@app.org. Follow AP's Be Well coverage, focusing on wellness, fitness, diet, and mental health at https://appnews.com. Hub, Be Well, Kathy Busowitz.